Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Kit Kat, and today's build is something that I've been wanting to build for a couple of days, I suppose. Not that long since the For Rent pack came out. Today we're building a motel. What inspired me to create this build was actually playing a game called Lake. It's a story-based game where you are a mail carrier, and we, on my Twitch channel, played the DLC for Lake over the holidays. The DLC was called Season's Greetings, where you play as the mail carrier. In the original game, you play as the mail carrier's daughter, and you're kind of filling in for your dad while he's on vacation. But the DLC that we played was based during the holiday season. You play as the main character's father, Thomas, who is a mail carrier in this town in Oregon that has like a huge lake surrounding it. So that was partially the inspiration, because we were, doing our mail carrying around the town, and there is a motel on the other side of the lake where Thomas's wife works. Thomas's wife works, and it's sort of this shape. It's just, a typical American motel. It looks it also looks similar to the motel in Schitt's Creek, the Rosebud Motel, I believe they end up calling it. I can't remember what it's called at the beginning of the show, but it's similar in the shape to the Rosebud Hotel or motel, which I might end up building in The Sims at some point, but I didn't look at the reference photos for that. I just based this off of the motel from the game Lake. Initially, I started making all the rooms separately, but after I kind of laid out the area that I wanted to use, I did delete most of the rooms and then just copied one and then added some clutter in later. But this motel is, essentially it's a rental. You would move into it like a rental, but you could stay as long or as short as you like. It might be convenient. I don't know. I haven't played in it to use it as a rental lot, but I just really wanted to build this type of a building, so that was the main reason. Not so much for me to play in it, but if you end up playing in it, let me know in the comments how you like it. So it is a 6-room motel with like a rec center, and there's a full kitchen in the lobby area, along with like an area for the kids to have some toys and things, and a gym. So we have like 5 one-bedroom rooms essentially, and then in the back corner there it ends up being like a family suite. So that's why there's an area for kids. There's a pool, there's a grill with a bar, all the amenities that you would want. So here I am, just kind of laying out the windows and the door placement. I do end up deleting right now. I'm going to delete the main rooms so that I can first furnish this plain 1-bedroom room. Really, it's only just fits 2 Sims. You could probably add like a toddler bed in or something, but there's not really space for anything else other than what is in this room. So I just kind of modeling it off of like regular hotels that I've stayed in, with a 1-bedroom, with the sink separate from the shower and tub. Sometimes these types of hotels or motel rooms will have like a separate room for the toilet. I didn't do that. I could have, but I just didn't feel like placing more walls and enclosing in that already pretty small space. I was originally also going to make this base game. I built it in Willow Creek in the lot where the museum normally is. I never used that museum, or mostly any museums. Maybe the one in Brindleton Bay, just because it has the lighthouse and stuff on it and it's really pretty. But I never use the Willow Creek Museum, so I just bulldozed it and built here because I think it made sense for this to be also like in town. Sometimes motels like these, at least in the States, will be like kind of in more rural areas, a little bit more remote, but I didn't want that, so this is where we built it. I'm using, like I said, I was going to make this base game, but I ended up making it a non-restricted pack build. I try not to use too many packs though. I think it does use quite a few on the gallery. We're using all base game, counters, and things in the bathroom, except for some clutter items. I do end up using quite a bit of clutter from the bathroom clutter kit, just because after I copy paste all of the rooms back to, where they are based on the furnishing, just because these rooms, hotels and motels will typically have all the same furnishings in all the rooms, and then as you stay there, it'll look a little bit different based on the clutter or the items that you bring. These rooms both also have a fridge, a mini fridge, and a microwave. That doesn't always happen in like a one-bedroom room unless it's like a suite. But I guess essentially all of these are suites. So we have a desk, we have a dresser, we have a TV across from the bed, and a little chair for, your sim to sit in if they don't want to sit on the bed and watch TV. I end up putting a bookshelf on the wall next to the bed as well. There's not that much going on in these bathrooms. There is a towel rack and a toilet paper holder. That's about it. So here I am copying and pasting. I probably should have waited to do that, but then I really just wanted to lay out the furniture in the suite as well. So the layout in this room is a little bit different. It has a bed in the back with a desk and a TV. It has 2 TVs actually, which I think is also fairly normal, I believe, in rooms that are like classified as like family suites basically. So it's quite a big room. It does have some clutter. I end up putting a travel crib in the corner along with that little baby play mat, just to kind of have space for different age sims. It has a long hallway with that double sink leading back to that same bathroom area. And in the front room there, I end up putting a Murphy bed in the end. Initially, I placed just a couch, and I was like, wait, I want more than just like one kid to be able to sleep here. I think that sim children will sleep in like a bed with their siblings. Here I am placing the mini fridge and microwave in all the rooms because I realized that I did not do that. So they're all in the same place generally. There'll be a little bin to the side of the mini fridge too. But that's pretty much what those all look like. They're exactly the same. This room though, like I said, is a little bit different. There's a coffee table that I end up putting in there as well, but if you do play in this and you play in this specific unit, and you need to be able to pull down the Murphy bed, you can just go into build mode and move the coffee table up underneath the TV. And I put some toys clutter around the room as well, just in case you do have kids when you play in this room. But like a lot of hotel, motel rooms, whatever, they're pretty, empty, not a lot of clutter unless you start making a mess, I guess, in it. I have not stayed in a hotel. I think since 2017, when I went to Universal Studios with one of my one of my best friends. It was like only the second time that we met each other. We met on Tumblr, actually, which is pretty funny. Just because we liked a lot of the same things at the time and still, but that's how we met each other. And we met first in 2015, and her family was like driving through Indiana where I live, and so they actually were willing to stop and stay a night so that we could hang out, which was really, really cool and fun. She stayed at my house with me when I was still living with my mom, and then in 2017 we went to Universal together. So that was definitely the last time I stayed in a hotel. It was not an expensive hotel at all. But so it did have 2 bedrooms, or 2 beds. A lot of times, like, single rooms will have 2 beds. But I didn't feel like needing to do that in most of these rooms. Or it'll be like a queen size or a king size bed in the hotel room, and like double beds if there's 2 beds. But we only have 2 bed sizes for like full grown Sims in this game, or children age Sims. So it made sense to just have the single bed. Just placing a little bit of plant clutter around just to make it look a little bit nicer, but like I said, the furnishings are pretty much duplicates of each other and pretty simple. I do add some clutter to make it look a little more lived in, and just a little bit nicer, but not like a ton. It's not a crazy amount of clutter in any of these units. Definitely let me know in the comments if you stayed in a hotel or a motel that is furnished differently, like if all the rooms are different. That could happen more in like a privately owned, I guess most hotels are privately owned, but one that's like not owned by a corporation, like a small business, like a family run hotel, or a bed and breakfast. That would be more typical for rooms to be a little bit more unique than in a build or a motel hotel like this. Motel hotel. Just putting in a little bit of clutter in this closet area. Because this suite had like a lot more space, there was room for like a whole closet. Unlike the other ones where it would be very, very tight fitting if we did that. And then just add some, the same soap dispensers in all of the rooms. In a lot of places like this too, you would have you get a bar of soap, you get like the little toiletries on the counter that you unwrap when you start needing to use soap or whatever. But the only bar soap we have one from Spa Day, which I didn't think of using until later, but I'd already placed all these things, so I didn't really care, is that one that's like sitting on top of a batch of hand towels or washcloths or whatever it is. And it's not really the best place to keep your soap if you're using it on top of a pile of rags. So I just put it in a couple of them, and then obviously add the soap dispenser. And each room has like a coffee pot as well. Having gameplay with the coffee pot is very annoying because the Sims will just autonomously make the coffee or tea, but for realism I put it in there so that it makes more sense for rooms to have the coffee pot and the little cups and things like that. So all the rooms have like a coffee pot and the little cup clutter. And I'm just kind of bouncing around, putting in different clutter. One of the rooms has like some of the exercise clutter, so maybe that person is, works out more or whatever. We do have a full gym, but like I said, just trying to make the rooms look a little bit different. All of the rooms also have the little suitcases that came with Growing Together, and they're all in different colors to sort of personalize it as well. Here I am adding a little bit of family type clutter, like little books for the kids, into this suite. I've got the little basket of toys that doesn't work, but like I said, there are some toys like in the living area. I also put that other basket of toys in there that is not functional either, and then some like games clutter and things like that. Just to, again, make it look lived in, or maybe like the games clutter is already there, things like that. And I saw these items, so I just wanted to grab them really quick and pop them in the lobby area. We've got a couple of like bags for kids as well, and then I end up putting the travel crib where that chair is. It ends up being still 2 chairs in here with the playmat. It should all be functional. I thought about putting like that cot there, because sometimes, you know, if you have more people in the room than there are beds, you can get like a rollaway cot or something. I've had that happen before when I was growing up and going, you know, staying at hotels with my family, having to sleep either on the pull-out couch or the rollaway cot. The pull-out couch is always way more uncomfortable than this Murphy bed would be, just because that piece of furniture is not intended to be like slept on for a long time. It's more like a make do situation. But here I am now over to furnishing the recreational area, the lobby, and then we do add some like debug cars and things and activities outside in front of the lot as well. Back here we've got a pool, nice and enclosed, so that, you know, your neighbors aren't non-residents of the hotel aren't popping in and trying to use the facilities. I don't know how much that would happen, but it might. I mean, I guess since this is all shared space, they could get in there. If you're concerned about that, well, you'll have to work on it. But here we'll have like 2 computers, and these are kind of like to mimic a check-in area of a lobby, but Sims can use these. And you know, they can also bring their own laptops or buy a computer when they air quote move in. Some filing cabinets just to make it look a little bit more like an office, you know, space. I also add the decor box in this area, just, you know, in case you do have Sims living here and you want to decorate for a holiday, that's available. And I try to make this look a little bit more fancy than the rooms necessarily. It's not a super fancy build, but I did try to make it look nice and not like run down and gross. Got like a long hallway, and then there's also a sauna in the like gym area. I had to redo it a little bit to put the sauna in, but got like a public bathroom, and then in the gym area there's some showers, and then a toilet as well. That's kind of separated on your way back to the sauna, which will be like in the back corner. It took me a while to figure out the layout for this area because it is kind of an odd mix of things, you know. I was just trying to put in a lot of amenities so that if you do like buy this and kind of live here or not live here, but play sort of as the landlord or hotel owner or whatever, You can either live on site in one of the rooms that you would like to choose for yourself, or, you know, live off site and visit. But that way there's a lot of amenities. It can help get the rating of the lot up a little bit higher. So we've got our sauna in there. I had a problem with curtains. I just ended up using the ones from My First Pet Stuff. That's definitely the only thing from My First Pet Stuff in here. And the bathroom is pretty basic as well. We've got our gym area. Pretty brightly lit. We've got some treadmills. There's a basketball hoop outside, you know, in case you want that available to your Sims. Although, again, kind of like the coffee pot and like the waffle maker and the grill, they'll just autonomously use it. They will just decide to stop doing anything that they're doing and go play some basketball. They love the hoops. Let's pop in some lockers in there, and then I believe there's a little small entryway into the sauna as well through that like shower area, so I put a locker in there too. If you've seen one of my videos before, you know at the end there will be some like screenshots of the different areas. Each room, you know, is so similar. I just took screenshots of the suite and then one of the rooms. And then like the weird hallway in between the shower and the sauna, I didn't take a picture of that, or take a picture. I don't think of any of like the toilet areas. So it's a bathroom. There's a toilet in there. It's not super necessary to have so many separate areas. But yeah, I thought that was like a little bit too big, so I just kind of made a little walkway for, you know, privacy. You could put your stuff, air quotes, put your stuff in there. Just because, you know, Sims don't really need that. They just change their clothes wherever they are and get in the sauna. Some clutter in all of this area as well. It's pretty dark in the sauna too, kind of for like calming reasons. I put that little waterfall in there. Doesn't really make sense with the actual sauna piece, just because if that's like hot coals to make steam, well, maybe that's how you make the steam. Never mind, I solved my problems. And then this area over here is the kids area. I just did some bright like primary colors around the room. And this back wall, I wanted it to kind of look like a chalkboard. So I'm looking through the decals and stuff to kind of pretend like kids drew this on the wall, things like that. And yeah, those werewolf things, probably the only things I use from werewolves were those decals, but I wanted to pop them in there. And then here we have like that little display from Growing Together. They kind of look like kids have hung up their artwork, which is pretty cute. And the only thing for like adults in this room, besides the bookshelf technically, there is an easel as well, because I wanted to add that skill building piece in. You know, we have some other skill building areas like the exercise equipment. There's a yoga mat in one of the rooms. There's that games table, which anyone can play at. And then we also have a chess table back by the pool as well. But yeah, just wanted to add some like little reading, cute clutter in here. There's not a ton of space, and it looks pretty busy with that floor there. Got like the kids' art tables to show, you know, that's where those drawings have come from, air quotes technically. I don't know why I'm saying air quotes a lot, but we have the little hopscotch and marbles out in the front parking lot. Probably not very ideal to have marbles in a parking lot, but that was probably the best place to put it, especially since cars deal in The Sims. You are gonna have to worry about the safety of the children in the parking lot because there's just cars that will not move out there. And then here in the front, I was thinking about trying to do like a little coffee bar, but ends up being a full kitchen. Just for playability, that way, you know, your Sims aren't just living off of quick meals. So they have a fridge, they have a stove, they have a waffle maker, and that like espresso machine there as well. And they should be able to cook. There's no table in that area. In hindsight, I definitely should have put a table in instead of, I have a little like seating area, but I don't know, I like the seating area. If you end up using this to play in, you know, obviously you can switch that out. I end up using a smaller archway just so I could have a little bit more space for my seating area that I could have made a table, but didn't. They can eat in those chairs, or they can go eat outside. Yeah, not a lot of other eating places besides outside. I ended up putting a dumpster out in the front. It's not the cutest place to put the dumpster, but it is the closest. And then we have a couple of big bins outside as well. Big bin. Trash can, not the clock. I end up using half walls in this area to like separate, instead of just having like an open porch, or using a fence, just because I liked the customization that I was able to do. The exterior is not like super pretty, in my opinion at least, but I think it's kind of typical for this type of a lot to have it be fairly simple and not like super lush and gorgeous or anything. So here I just put like a little couch. There's some fake magazines there, kind of like it's the waiting room, but obviously your Sims do not need a waiting room. It's just for looks. That little My First Simoleon sign that's from Get to Work, in my head, I feel like it's like the license, you know, to show that this is a reputable. I don't know where that toilet went. It just disappeared, so we've added it back. It's like a reputable business, because you don't want to be in a hotel that's not reputable. You don't know what could happen there. But yeah, I think the little lobby looks pretty nice. Got our business cards and some other like clutter around. Initially I put those like banker's boxes there, but I do end up putting the decoration box instead. Although there's no place to put like a holiday, like a Christmas tree or anything like that, so. Although you could size down a Christmas tree and put it in one of your rooms or something if you really, you know, if you played and you needed a tree. Just going through and looking for some clutter. I've got cameras in all of the rooms except for like where the sauna is. I actually don't think I put any cameras outside other than by the pool, which is kind of odd, but that's what I did. And here I'm just putting some seating areas. The little table sort of thing there is actually an ottoman, so people will sit on it, but that just means they're not gonna put their dirty plates there. They'll put it somewhere else. On the floor, probably. My Sims have been putting their dirty plates on the floor a lot, or the ground, or wherever, instead of the bin, instead of in the trash can, or in like, you know, on the table, on a surface, other than the ground. And you can obviously change this building type so it's like just a rental. If you maybe don't want to play, yeah, like a vacation rental, other than like a house residential rental. I think it's just called rental in the gallery. But yeah, we've got some other things for the kids to do out in the front yard. There's some bikes by the front as well. I'll pop into debug and get some other things. Weirdly, I couldn't find the things that look like chalk lines. I don't know if those even exist, so I just ended up copying that chalk line from like the basketball court to add like lines in the parking lot. I place a lot of those outdoor lights at first, and then I kind of move them around so there aren't as many. Because it kind of makes sense for it to be a little bit dimly lit. It's not a rundown hotel, but it's not like super fancy. But we do have some outside lights so that it's not completely dark on like the patio areas. We're getting pretty close to being done. Like I said, I'll go into debug and grab like the cement divider that's normally in like parking lots. Just adding those string lights to the back patio. They actually fit pretty well. Not perfectly, but pretty well when I size them down. So yeah, getting really close. I'll add some cars to the parking lot. And a few other like decor type items outside just to make it look a little bit nicer and a little bit more normal. And make some adjustments, but I had so much fun building this. It took longer than I expected, probably because I was popping in and out a little bit. I was doing some other things. I built this over my winter holiday break from work, and I had to take the dog out and stuff, so I was popping in and out a little bit, so it did take me a bit longer. I add that sign just to make it kind of look more urban, I guess, or more like a hotel sign. And now I'm just going to fill up the parking lot. I'll add a couple of plants around, a couple of other seating areas on the little porch area there, and I think maybe some gardening pots just for skill building purposes. But yeah, we're really close to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, tell me about the last hotel you stayed in, and where you were traveling, why you needed to stay in a hotel. And if you have not already, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next video whenever that ends up being uploaded. I do have another speed build ready to go. I just need to do the captions. But again, thank you for watching. I hope you had an amazing holiday. If you celebrated, if you didn't celebrate, I hope you had a great end to your December and a start to January. And yeah, just wishing you all the best for the upcoming year. And I will catch you in my next video. Bye.